Alright, it is June. So yes, the theme of this monthly video is going to be tools. Everything that I use to get my cosplays done in like the most efficient and timely manner. What are you doing? You weren't so preoccupied we could share. Nope. I got my 5 like power tools, so my sewing machine, my drill, my Dremel, my hot glue gun, and my heat gun. That's pretty much every costume requires one, if not all, of those items. I don't remember what any of the prices were for most of my tools, so I will just link all that information in the description below next to the products. Alright, so this right here is my sewing machine. So I do like Brother. I've been sewing on Brother all my whole life, so that's just what I chose to get. What model is this? How do you figure that out? I have no idea. Oh, it says right here, XR1355, because we're reading like children. Computerized sewing. They've got all these different stitch options, which no one ever uses. I use like 2, but I have the options for it. But yeah, I really like the machine. I've had no trouble with it whatsoever. I guess there's nothing really necessarily great, like makes it super wonderful, but it does anything I need it to do. Any fabric pretty much, never had a problem with. Leather once, real leather, like really thick leather, but that's it. Just really good, solid machine, and I like it a lot. So the thing I probably use the next most is my heat gun. And I use this for Warbler, I use this for foam, for that really thin foam, for thick foam, for anything that I just need heated up. Sometimes I've used it to make paint dry faster. It just, you use it for anything. So I have the Ryobi brand. I really like it. It has 4 different temperature settings, 1050, 8, 5, and 200, all in Fahrenheit for people in foreign countries. You need to spin the dial until the light lights up to the correct temperature it's at. You can see it's gotten some use. It's pretty burned up. There's probably some foam stuck on there and some glue stuck on there. It's just an on-off. It's not plugged in. Ah. My Dremel is next. This is so handy. I can't even explain to you how like crucial this Dremel tool is. Yeah, sure, you could cut and sand everything by hand, but this just speeds up the process like 10 times faster. So Dremel is the brand. This is the Multi-Pro model 395. In case that helps you. It does have different speed settings from apparently 5,000 RPMs to 35,000 RPMs. You plug it in and you can change the nozzles and stuff. Those are called nozzles, those are called tips, I don't know. It also helps to shape foam, like that really thick flooring foam. You can use this and like shape it to a good curve or something that you can't really do just with a knife and by hand sanding. Well, you could, but it would take you forever. I think you saw a little bit of that in my Bosch helmet tutorial. I used this to sand down some of the pieces and shape them. So this is really, really convenient when working with any type of foam crafting or foam armor. For the most part, this is the only tip that I use. It's just a little sort of cylinder of sandpaper. The other changing tip thing that I use is the cutting one. It's just like a blade and you pretty much use this like a little mini handsaw, and I use that to cut through my cincher board, sometimes through really thick foam, and mainly to cut like little pieces, thin pieces of wood. So many cards! My next one is cordless. So this is my drill. It's Ryobi again. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Where's the model on this thing? I use this for a lot of stuff, I guess more than I expect, like drilling things and making holes. I use the drill bits to make holes in the wood and the cintra. I use it to screw things together, like my wings or my straps onto center boards for back braces, screwing armor pieces together. Just makes everything pretty quick. And I have 2 batteries at all times because that is the worst thing ever. It's like the same as when your thread runs out and you're sewing something, is when you're trying to drill something together and your battery dies. So right, you know this feeling. So I always have one in the drill, and then I have one that I know is fully charged, so whenever this dies, I just switch them out and I always have a charged battery. This is my glue gun. So this is, I guess, a very basic tool that every crafter and costumer should have. I did treat myself and I got the cordless one. This is so handy for this not to be on a cord. Let me tell you, if you can find anything without a cord, buy it. pay that extra money and buy it without a cord. I will note that it does drip consistently. Sometimes if I let it sit there for a long time and I forget that it's on, or I got sidetracked in another project, there'll be like this little mound of hot glue coming up to the tip. I don't know why, if it's just mine or the design of the brand and the product, that it just drips. Hot glue gun. One of my last tools is not a power tool, but it is my tin snips, which, yes, I know the name of them now from that hot girl video about a year ago. They're called tin snips. I got them at Home Depot. I use them for anything. They cut through thin wood, they cut through tin, of course, as the name implies, but mainly I use them for cutting Warbler. They save my hands so much cutting through Warbler. They're really strong and definitely a lot easier to cut through foam and Warbler with than just normal scissors. So for anyone just starting out costuming, cosplaying, or crafting, I highly recommend all of those as just your basics and pretty much your necessities. You don't have to get them all right away, but definitely kind of build up and get those items first and you will be set for your costume career for quite some time. Other than that, I guess things that like are on my wish list. The next few big tools that I want to get is a serger, which is like a finishing sewing machine. You can Google what a serger is, but it's really nice for stretchy fabrics. And when I was in college, they had them at the school, so I was able to use them and they were great, but I don't have one at home. So that's definitely one of my next purchases is a serger. Fancy things would be nice, like an embroidery machine or a silk screening machine. Those would just be great to have, but I don't, and it's just out of my price range and out of my foreseeable next year of costuming. I got other plans, but things like that, oh man, those would be so nice to make such cool designs with. Oh, and I guess you wouldn't call this really a tool per se, but I do want to really start getting into a molding with silicone or fiberglass and all that stuff. And I guess you need tools for that, but I don't have any of those, but that's definitely something that I'm gonna look into the near future. So that's it for this month's monthly favorites. I guess these are my every monthly favorites, let's be real here. But hopefully this was a good kind of introduction for anyone new to cosplay or have been doing costuming for a few years to get you some good ideas of just some nice basic tools. So as always, thank you for watching. Yeah, my door is closed. Where are you gonna go? Seriously, a bird flew by on my window and you baby! Thank you for watching and spending some time with me. Don't forget to like and favorite and subscribe to my channel if you like cosplay and all other cool tutorial things. That's about it. I will see you guys next Wednesday. Bye! This is the point where I always go to turn off the camera because I'm done talking, but then I remember, gotta take pictures for a thumbnail. So stop and pose awkwardly at the camera for a while.